The following program is a paid presentation by Maverick Multimedia Incorporated.
SST is brought to you by Stark Auto Sales, home of the ultimate worldwide scratch and dent car sale. Hey friends, I'm Rick Walker. Welcome to another edition of the SST Car Show. So much cool stuff to share with you today, but nothing cooler than our first feature vehicle, which we found at the National Transportation Museum in St. Louis. It was an era of rockets and dreams of space travel and reaching for the stars, and this car was owned by a star of stage, of screen, of music, Bobby Darin. If you don't remember his name, you will remember his hits, Mac the Knife, Beyond the Sea, and Dream Lover, among many others. Well, this was his dream car.
Oh, the shark bait has such teeth.
You are looking at the car of the future from 1953. Bobby Darin's dream car. Bobby Darin was a singer and a huge star in the 50s through to the 70s, with hits like Mac the Knife and Beyond the Sea.
Could that someone be Mac the Knife?
When Darin was 21, he met Detroit clothing designer Andrew Didia, who had a keen interest in cars as well. He showed Darin his design ideas for this car. Darin had a few ideas of his own and vowed to buy the car when he made it big, a promise he kept. He bought the Didia for $150,000. In today's money, that's about $750,000. Aside from a Thunderbird steering column and a Cadillac engine, the car was completely custom built over 7 years by 4 people. The paint is infused with dust from industrial diamonds. It was truly futuristic, with features and technology that is only now becoming common. Rain-sensing windshield wipers, push-button power doors, independent front suspension were all innovations that were decades ahead of their time. Each rear fin took 15 weeks to handcraft from aluminum. 1 year after it was built, Bobby Darin drove it to the Academy Awards with his wife, movie star Sandra Dee, with Didia following behind in a limousine. When Darin forgot to turn on 2 electric fans, the engine overheated. There were stories about the car catching fire, but it didn't. It survived, and in 1970, Darin donated the car to the National Museum of Transportation in St. Louis, just months before passing away from a heart condition. Bobby Darin's dream car is still on display at the museum. It remains a symbol of optimism, captured through design, a futuristic snapshot from the space age, a time when mankind reached for the stars and made it. Now, a look at Donald Trump's patrol car. This 1982 Ford Crown Victoria is a retired police car that was repurposed and put back into service as a tribute, honoring U.S. President Donald Trump. Rebadged as Unit 45, the car gives a nod to the 45th President of the United States. We found it at a car show just north of Dallas in Nacona, the classic car capital of Texas. The car was recently listed for sale on a classic car website and has since been sold for an unknown price. The buyer got a car that runs and drives with working air conditioning, a fully functional siren, and operational flashing police lights. The car has been used in parades, and in the town of Nakona, where there is huge support for Trump, it's popular. In areas where Trump is less popular, it drives people nuts, not just because it honors the 45th president, but also because of the passenger wearing the prison jumpsuit in the back seat. Rick Walker, SST Car Show News.
Together, we will make America great again.
Don't go away. When we come back, more SST Car Show and 50 years of third-generation Corvette history.
Don't go away. There's more SST right around the corner.
The entertainment is back for 2019 at Steve Plunkett's Fleetwood Country Cruise Inn. Bigger than ever, with 2 concert nights, capping off Canada's biggest outdoor car show. Friday, May 31st, see Paul Revere's Raiders, Gary Lewis and the Playboys,
This diamond ring doesn't shine for me anymore.
Mitch Ryder, and Peter Rivera of Rare Earth. Saturday, thousands of classics, customs, and street rods roll in. Meet celebrities including custom car legend Gene Winfield, along with TV stars Joe and Amanda of Iron Resurrection. Saturday night's dinner concert features Tony Orlando under the big top. The car show continues Sunday. It's an automotive extravaganza like no other. May 31st to June 2nd, 9282 Alviage Drive, London, Ontario. Visit FleetwoodCountryCruiseIn.com. Register now for a better way to buy a car at StarkAutoSales.com. Just click register for free and buy where the dealers buy. Hundreds of insurance claim vehicles auctioned every week from Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, Calgary, and Edmonton. Visit in person or bid from anywhere online. Stark ships worldwide. Parts cars, rebuildable wrecks, damage-free theft recoveries. Click register and save at StarkAutoSales.com. SuperGeeks.tv presents the Genesis Retro Video Game Console. 81 classic Genesis video games included. Get Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, Virtua Fighter 2, Altered Beast, the Phantasy Star series, the Sonic series, and many, many more. All included. Call 1-866-248-1490. Comes with 2 controllers. This all-new Genesis system is ready to plug and play on any TV. Order your Genesis retro video game system at supergeeks.tv or call 1-866-248-1490. That's 1-866-248-1490. The classic Genesis video games you love from the source you trust, supergeeks.tv.
Genesis.
Turn back the hands of time with antique Chevrolet parts. Since 1971, we've been sourcing parts from around the world to help you restore and maintain antique Chevs. Nose to tail fins, we have your parts. Call us toll free at 1-866-767-2787. Get help from a real person or go to antiquechev.com. Download a catalog, order online, delivered to your front door. Antique Chev, helping you turn back the hands of time.
Watch movies, sports, and TV shows with no monthly fees. Get your Super Geeks Android TV box. Simply connect to your TV with the supplied HDMI cable and connect to Wi-Fi. Watch what you want when you want, on demand in high definition, even 4K. A great alternative to cable, Netflix, satellite, and video rentals. Don't settle for a smart TV. Turn your TV into a genius with a Super Geeks Android TV box. Boxes start as low as $39.99 with full warranty. Pays for itself. Select from thousands of free online shows. We even provide remote service so you'll never be without your TV. Updates itself automatically. 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 1-866-248-1490. That's 1-866-248-1490. Or order online at supergeeks.tv. That's supergeeks.tv.
Hey friends, I'm Rick Walker. Welcome back to the SST Car Show. We take you now to the Fleetwood Country Cruise-In, where I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge an old friend of mine, Shane Du Bois, who didn't have one of the fanciest cars there, far from it. But he was there to put a smile on kids' faces. He brought an old truck, set up a Lego display where kids could come and build cars and whatever they wanted, really, out of Lego at Canada's largest outdoor car show. And the kids loved it, the parents loved it, and we loved it too, because Shane also took time to put up a Lego street sign with SST on the sign. So, I mean, it was pretty cool to have a Lego street named after your car show. Well, anyway, thanks, Shane. Appreciate that. Also, while we were at the Fleetwood Country Cruise-In, we took in their tribute to 50 years of C3 Corvettes. Here's our report. We are at the Fleetwood Country Cruise-In in London, Ontario at the Steve Plunkett Estate. And this year, the featured mark is the C3 Corvette. Behind me, a sea of Corvettes. It's been a Corvette invasion here. Now, it's not just C3 Corvettes that are on display here. We have Corvettes from Corvette club owners, or Corvette owners who are members of Corvette clubs from all over Ontario. Big representation here from the Corvette Club of Ontario, Hamilton Corvette Club. It goes on and on. But here's a C3 right here. And C3s were made from like 1968 to 1982. And they were very distinct because, of course, they were all made of fiberglass, as Corvettes all were back in that day. There's no carbon fiber in use here, but back then, Corvette was, a very lightweight material to build these types of vehicles. And they were very distinct because of the styling. Styled after the Mako Shark II concept car from General Motors, the C3 Corvette became a sales leader. They broke sales records with these cars.
This new GM experimental idea car is not for sale, and probably never will be as such. But some of its innovations and touches of styling may appear in the showroom model someday. It's an offspring of the Chevrolet Corvette, known as the Mako Shark II.
Just in the last few years, people have started to kind of appreciate them more. I think that these Corvettes kind of had sort of a disco stigma attached to them, but that's kind of fading away, and people are really seeing them more for what they really are, and you have to love the bulging lines. And here's a Corvette owner back here. Yeah. You're bulging because you're eating your lunch. Yeah. Now you're a member of the Corvette Club of Windsor, right?
Right. Yes, sir.
And so what did you bring today?
2016 Z06.
Okay. But these ones came before these C3s, and that's what we're celebrating here today. They were an important, milestone in the design of the Corvette, and continued for, from 68 to 82, right?
Right. You're right.
So what's your opinion of them? Do you like that style?
Oh, yeah, they're good. I had 2 or 3 of those. Yeah, they're a great car.
Yeah. What did you have in yours? Did you have a 350?
Yeah, 350 in it. And then the new one here has got the new 700 horse in it.
Yeah. And you can sort of see some of the carryover from the C3s to the current version, right? Where would you say the styling and engineering cues are found? What's similar between the two cars?
Well, just the basic frame and the suspension and everything's pretty well the same. They've refined little things on them here and there, which I'm not quite versed on all of them, but they ride a lot nicer than the new ones. And they're a lot quieter too.
That's right. What's your name, Richard?
Dick Robinson or Richard. Yeah.
Anybody named Richard is a friend of mine. Thank you very much for helping us with the show. Let's move along here, Nathan, and we'll see what else we got to look at. More C3s over here. Oh, are you a C3 Corvette fan?
I am just a Corvette fan in general. I'm just trying to pick out if I had to drive one of these ones, which one would I drive? I think so far the white convertible is winning.
Yeah. Do you like the old style, like this one here, these C3s?
No, I like to be honest, I like the 66, the blue 66 down there, love, and I'm digging the newer ones. I'm not a fan of the C3, I think. If that's a C3, I'm not so much of a fan.
Did you grow up like in the 70s, 80s?
Yes.
Yeah, see, like, I don't know, you probably think of that as kind of like a disco car.
Yeah, totally.
Told you.
Yeah, totally a disco car. But, you know, these newer ones, I love the feature there with the I don't know, the intake that cools off the back brakes there. Yeah. Love that feature.
Yeah. Well, don't hold it against me. I used to own one of those, but it was not a midlife crisis. Okay? I'm just telling you.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate your honesty.
These ones, love the paint job on these. And what I really liked about these was they had the 350. It was sort of pre-fuel injection. You still had the carburation on them, so they were much easier to work on than the 82 that we had the crossfire injection, and it was really honestly a disaster. It was a new thing, new technology, and it just never really came together. And this is not stock, but a lot of guys are doing stuff like this where they take the old style Vettes and then they modernize them, put in modern drivetrain, and come on over and take a look at this new engine. So you put new Chevy power under the hood and update the car. And guys will also update the suspension, and they'll handle better, drive better, and so you get the old school looks with new technology and new performance. But it's cars like this with the chrome bumpers that really bring the big bucks. And if it's got the Stingray designation on the side, that's the other thing people look for, because not every year was a Stingray. They discontinued that midway through, and they didn't bring it back until just recently with the new C7. So Corvettes galore here at the Fleetwood Country Cruise-In. A sea of Corvettes, a Corvette invasion, more C3s over there. It's kind of a trip down memory lane here, and I love these cars. To me, they're not disco mobiles. They are really a work of art, and as I say, people, collectors, car enthusiasts, really beginning to, I guess, appreciate them more for what they really are, and the values are coming up. We take you back to the National Transportation Museum in St. Louis now, up to the second level, where we found some works of art in display cases, automotive gauges, which really are sort of like the interior face of any car. Well, these antique gauges really give us a glimpse back into the past of automotive design, especially interior design. Each one of these things is absolutely a work of art. Don't go away. When we come back, we'll revisit the Freak Show on Wheels.
I'm Maggie Old. Don't go away. We've got more street sport television racing your way.
The entertainment is back for 2019 at Steve Plunkett's Fleetwood Country Cruise Inn. Bigger than ever, with 2 concert nights, capping off Canada's biggest outdoor car show. Friday, May 31st, see Paul Revere's Raiders, Gary Lewis and the Playboys,
This diamond ring doesn't shine for me anymore.
Mitch Ryder, and Peter Rivera of Rare Earth. Saturday, thousands of classics, customs, and street rods roll in. Meet celebrities including custom car legend Gene Winfield, along with TV stars Joe and Amanda of Iron Resurrection. Saturday night's dinner concert features Tony Orlando under the big top. The car show continues Sunday. It's an automotive extravaganza like no other. May 31st to June 2nd, 9282 Alviage Drive, London, Ontario. Visit FleetwoodCountryCruiseIn.com. Bring back the excitement with these all-new Super Geeks retro video game consoles. Choose from the 600-game NES style or the 621-game SNES style. Super Mario, Street Fighter, Tetris, Pac-Man, and hundreds of other classic video games included. Plug and play on any modern TV and enjoy yesterday's classic games in full high definition. HDMI cable included. Systems come with 2 controllers. Order now from a real person at 1-866-248-1490. That's 1-866-248-1490. Or order online at supergeeks.tv. That's supergeeks.tv. Don't be fooled by cheaper systems. Super Geeks systems use modern HDMI cables for modern full HD quality. 1-866-248-1490. Supergeeks.tv. Super Geeks retro video game consoles, bringing the past into the future. Smart Steve was looking for a better way to buy a car because he doesn't like to waste money. So he searched online and found Stark Auto Sales. When careless drivers crash, insurance companies send their cars to Stark Auto Sales. They get parts cars, rebuildable wrecks, even cars that were stolen and later recovered, often damage-free. The cars are auctioned every week. Smart Steve discovered Stark Auto Sales has expanded right across Canada, operating from bases in Ottawa, Montreal, and Toronto. They've moved west now, too, and have new locations in Edmonton and Calgary. Some people go to the auctions in person. Steve decided to bid online at StarkAutoSales.com because Stark ships worldwide. Steve bought a super new sports car with a few dents. He's pretty handy with a wrench, put in some time, and fixed it himself. He saved about 40% by buying where dealers buy and joined a club of smart people who have found a better way to buy a car at StarkAutoSales.com.
Caledon Corvette Parts. If you've got a vet, we've got your parts. New and used. Body panels, engines, frames, steering, exhaust, interiors, and more. Authorized dealer for Corvette America, Volunteer Corvette Parts, and Lone Star Calipers. We are Corvette specialists based in Caledon, Ontario, so there's no border hassles for Canadians, and U.S. customers save on the exchange rate. Visit our new website at CaledonCorvetteParts.com. Call 1-416-999-6635.
Hey friends, welcome back to the SST Car Show. We take you to London, Ontario now, to the Fleetwood Country Cruise-In Car Show, where we connected once again with Michael Sharp, who once again brought out his Freak Show on Wheels, an old truck car thing that was sort of hobbled together into a piece of rolling sculpture by the guys at Welder Up Garage on the Vegas Rat Rods TV show. Well, Michael has been taking this incredible creation around to hospitals to cheer up sick kids and raise money for charities, and we thought we'd check in with him to kind of see how things are going. We are back at the Fleetwood Country Cruise-In in London, Ontario at the Steve Plunkett Estate, biggest car show in Canada, and I'm with Michael Sharp, and behind us is the Freak Show on Wheels. Michael, you're also known as the cowboy, and that's because I guess everything with you is an adventure.
Absolutely. I try to make it that way.
Yeah. Now, you use this to raise money for charity, but let's first tell people about this freak show on wheels, because it's been on our show before, but if you haven't seen it, let's just give people a little bit of the background. It's an international truck?
Yeah, it's a 1935 International is how it started, the cab. And the amazing people at Weldrup, which actually happen to be, down here with us this year, which is quite the honor. Steve Darnell and Barbara Dave and the whole crew put this together.
Okay. And it is an incredible rat rod, really, is what it is.
It is. It's an incredible rat rod, and it has a lot of different significances to me because, as I mentioned last year, I own a trademark called Pay a Smile Forward. I believe if people smiled more often, it's something you give out, it's free. You may get one in return. It could make someone's day better. So one of the concepts between building this car with Steve and Welder Up was build something that's going to make people smile, make people happy. Take it out to different charitable events, to different organizations. Put kids in the back of that late 1800s Coney Island Ferris wheel ride and have them experience something that, well, I'm older than most of the children that sit in it, but not old enough to say I've ever sat in an 1800s Coney Island Ferris wheel ride before. So stuff like that.
Right. So there's a lot of different history, not just automotive history, but pop culture history. It's also a piece of rolling sculpture.
Absolutely it is. I mean, the artistic nature that they have at Welder Up and what they do, it's not just a car. It's art on wheels. And even with myself, and I mentioned this before, my father, Paul Sharp, who's here with me and loves to come out to these events, he's a musician. So, one of the things that they did when building the car was put some of those horns on the front that were used at Barnum and Bailey Circus for quite some time. And those are the intakes. But I wanted something loud, and I wanted a gas motor, and that's one of the concepts that we came up with, as they do a lot of diesel builds. So this is loud, it is fast, it is exciting to be, around even when it starts.
Thank you very much
No
for
problem.
sharing that with us again, Michael.
Absolutely. Yes, pleasure.
Our privilege.
Remember, pay a smile forward.
Well, friends, that's all the time we have today. So until next time, I'm Rick Walker reminding you that when you can't get to the car show, we will bring the car show to you online at SSTcarshow.com.
Maverick Multimedia production.